special Origin edition of Worldbuilders Forge. I'm here with World Builder Matthew Bannock. Hello, Matthew. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, hello, my name is Matthew Bannock. I am a weekend warrior game designer. I've worked on a long-running campaign with Jeffrey. We met in college and had a massive campaign that was run through GURPS. We've done some White Wolf gaming, and again, I've done my own game design where I tend to design on a rules-light, very flexible system, and that's what you need to know about me.
So what you're saying is you really don't like rules.
Yeah, I tend to go with something fairly streamlined. There are exceptions, but the two rule sets that I've released so far can fit neatly within 8 pages.
Excellent. And now just to get this one out of the way, you are the twin brother of Justin Alimo?
I can neither confirm nor deny that. Can we move on?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
You did bribe me not to talk about that after all. Okay.
We'll be discussing that after the video. Thank you.
Okay, so what does world building mean to you?
World building is when you build a world.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably go on.
Yeah. Could you elaborate a little bit on that one, please?
Sure. The lengthy explanation then. World building to me is creating a world that seems viable, realistic within its own rules, meaning that there's consistency. If the sky is made out of
Tapioca?
magic and tapioca pudding, that's fine, but there should be something that explains a little bit about that, and it should remain consistent, or if there is an exception, why it's an exception. So when it comes to building a world, I want to see that it will kind of pass this consistency test. It's something that's interesting to read about, but again, I want to make sure that it's consistent and viable.
Okay. How about what are a few fantasy worlds that you've liked?
A few fantasy worlds that I've liked.
We won't do dislikes so we don't get sued by someone.
Okay, no, that's a good plan. I've going back to D&D, I greatly enjoyed Ravenloft, which is their fantasy horror. It really introduced this idea of, people could be corrupted over time. There's dark forces at work, and Nightfall really felt like the start of a danger. So it allowed you as a GM or as a player to have these set expectations of, well, okay, I'm going to build up during the day, grab my supplies, do all this, so I can brace for the night. And I think that it created a neat cycle of play between, here's something that's almost slice of life, here's something that you can go into a false sense of security just so you can have the rug swept out from under you. I think that was neat, and I think it's in some ways more compelling than a constant horror, or more interesting than vanilla Tolkien-esque fantasy.
Okay, very good.
I think some of the World of Darkness ones are better than others. I'm really enjoying the new iteration of Changeling, though my friends and I have taken some liberties with the setting to create Malice in Sunderland, which is a lot of fun to play. And it's taking place in Sunderland in the UK and has this great feel of, fight the power. You're probably gonna lose, but you'll go down kicking and screaming. Let's see. There are some vampire settings that have been very enjoyable. That I've played with Jeff. I think
Milwaukee rendition is what you're talking about. My little twist on Milwaukee.
Yeah. Milwaukee was pretty freaking awesome. I enjoyed that game. There were some really neat twists. Yeah. It got very, very hairy when the werewolf was introduced. Yeah, I mean, I guess what I like in a setting is when a setting can create an almost feel of complacency. Okay, I know how everything works, but in a way fitting with the laws of the universe, can jolt you out of that complacency.
Correct. And obviously the laws of the universe can be altered from reality because it is fantasy, not
right.
Not a fictional world. It is a fantasy world.
I'm using laws of the universe too loosely. Laws of the universe, laws of that universe, because clearly
we can have vampires and werewolves.
Exactly.
And they probably don't exist. I can't confirm nor deny that either, but I'm pretty sure they don't exist at this point. Okay,
we'll talk after the video.
Really? Really? I don't want to talk.
No, never mind.
I just went to the bathroom. That was unrelated to the discussion.
Edit!
Can we cut that one out, please? Only a jerk wouldn't.
You're screwed.
I'm a jerk. Oh, no. Okay. Now, so how did you get into fantasy world building? What attracted you to it?
Oh gosh, I've always enjoyed fantasy settings. Magic, the idea of magic, the struggle against magic, is always something interesting to me. So, even if there are powerful casters within the party, it's usually outside forces that have the stronger magic. I like the idea of slight unpredictability to it. So, in a lot of settings, magic can be an analog to technology. But I like to throw a monkey wrench into that perception. For example, a magic book where you can learn spells from it. All you had to do was read the spell, which would cast it, and you would not remember the event of actually casting that spell. So if you read the book and you woke up knowing demon summoning, you would know that you actually summoned a demon. You just wouldn't remember it. So, having things like that was a lot of fun to mess with. It creates great story seeds. And I think that fantasy as a setting really lets your imagination run wild.
Now, can you give us a quick couple lines in your famous demon voice so when your wife listens to this, she can be mad at you later?
Yeah, I can make that arrangement. It's not a problem. Hey, hon, you're beautiful.
Excellent. She'll appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huge fan of that NPC.
Yeah, big fan. gave her nightmares, and thanks for including that in the video.
Don't worry, that same jerk, I'm sure will cut that out too. Excuse me. My hair is gorgeous. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, sort of as a parting gift here, what are you looking forward to in the realm of fantasy? Either book, RPG, something you're doing that you expect to see this year?
Well, I've got a game that I've had in playtest, named Redacted.
Interesting. Is that really the name? Or?
No.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
Hey, that's something to consider. Redacted, the role-playing game. Oh, God. See, this is how ideas start. Now I totally want to do an over-the-top paranoia Illuminati game called Redacted. Okay, you'll know what I'm working on this weekend. I'm also playing some great Contessa games. But there's going to be one that is kind of a dark Hogwarts, which will be a lot of fun. That's this afternoon. There's Bankshot Weasel, which is actually very...
Hold on. We have to step back for a second.
Yes.
I can't speak. To the dark thingy?
Yes.
So is that like a sort of like a boarding school for bad kids, or I mean, how do you have a dark Hogwarts? Jeez.
It's Dark Academy. It's my friend Emmy's personal setting, and yeah, it's not for dark or bad kids per se, but the forces at work behind the scenes tend to be just that much nastier. A lot more of the... If every night at Hogwarts was Halloween, you'd get a little bit of more of that feel. Long, dark, creepy evenings, and magic. So yeah, it's an interesting one. And then my friend David's game of Bankshot Weasel, which is
the best name ever.
It's even better than Redacted.
Yes.
Bankshot Weasel is this. It's a very neat cyberpunk styled game with some influences from Anonymous. The Bankshot Weasels are this kind of loosely organized group, some with extremely high goals and some who just want to shake things up. And the players are these Bankshot Weasels. So it's interesting as a character game to see that played through, with some of us, just, hey, we like to break stuff. And some of us have, like, these really high, almost utopian views of what the world should be, damn it. And it makes for great character interaction. So that's a fun one. And again, I'm designing a game. I've got 2 in the works. I would love to release both this year. One is very much my art game. It's a metaphor for daydreams. Your character gets it's modern fantasy. Character gets an object, and using that object, you can enter a world through meditation in which you have near godlike power. Limited energy, so you can't build Rome in a day, but the mechanics are there that if you wanted to build...
Over the weekend.
Yeah, if you wanted to build cities, you absolutely could build and
Excellent.
populate cities. So it's very interesting to play that. That plays mostly one-on-one, but there's a community aspect where people who have received these artifacts can ask each other questions on this hidden forum, and I do that through a community on G+. I've been playtesting this for about a year, so it's actually very close to production.
Awesome.
Right now, I just have no art. So art and formatting are really the things that I need to do at this point. The other game is, in almost complete contrast to that, a game where you play a bard trying to tell the most boisterous story about your heroes, and there are other bards telling stories, and you're kind of vying for, this is how it really went, and this is why.
It's like a storytelling game, essentially.
It is.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that one's a fun one. That one's meant to be played as kind of a, just a couple of adventures, a good party game. So, as opposed to the first one, which plays best as a one-on-one, this one you can play with pretty large groups, and it doesn't seem to break down. It's just going to play quickly and fun. The game is based on a series of challenges based on the hero's journey is really what it's based on. So, have fun with that one. I'll probably be putting that one out late this year as well.
Very good. Well, welcome, World Builder Matthew.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you for the first time.
Yes. Wink.
Good luck with your projects. I look forward to discussing world building with you and the other world builders on the Worldbuilders Forge. Everyone out there, have a nice day.
Take care, Internet.